Good evening to all of you. All are requested to open the camera. All are requested to open the camera. So we'll start the discussion in just 5 minutes. Waiting for all to join, then we can discuss this. We can start the discussions. The today class is very important with respect to the recent changes in the 47th GST Council meeting. We have seen that couple of notifications and couple of circular has already been issued. So we'll try to discuss one by one jointly. Requesting everyone to open the camera if it is feasible. Just 2 more minutes, then we'll start. 2 to 3 minutes, we will start.
I think some account they have given some work. Auditor. I don't know whether I asked him lunchtime. He told he has some work.
No problem, Mr. JB. But at last, we are going to take one selfie type of the point by requesting all the members to open the camera, and we'll try to take one selfie. So nowadays, this becomes selfie.
मॅडम इकडे ना वरती चाललात तरी वरती जाणार जाऊ दे 10 minutes aga.
So now we can start our discussion. Circular 170. We'll read one by one. Try to analyze the circular and then we'll go to the notification. This would be the pattern of the discussion of today class. Very good evening. Requesting everyone to open the camera. Requesting everyone to open the camera. So at least I can take group photo. So in the webinar now these type of the photos would be there. Circular 170, which talks about mandatory furnishing of correct and proper information of what interstate supplies and amount of the ineligible or the block input tax credit and reversal thereof in return in the GSTR 3B and the GSTR 1 respectively. The today webinar is not going to be discussing changes that we had, but we are also going to check our knowledge as well. So be ready for certain question. If I'm asking, kindly allow me to ask certain question. In between, I will ask. So first they are saying that in the GSTR 3B, we have one table, that is table 3.2, which capture interstate supplies. Which capture interstate supplies made to unregistered person, UIN holder, or composite dealer. So that they are saying it is requirement to mention the same so that center can allocate the taxes based on the place of the supply. But the people are not giving the information till now, so they are saying it become mandatory, and the time to come we will see that certain circular will tell about the non-compliances or any implication like penalties, etc. If you remember, in the initial days there was a circular on this table 3.2 as well, which talks about that general penalty of 50,000 can be levied. Can anyone tell me that in the 3.2, if we are putting the information, will it increase my tax liability or not? Sound disturbance. Okay. CA Club India, CCI, kindly allow me the host. Kindly make me host. Achha, I'm already co-host. Fine, I'll mute everyone. I hope now it would be okay, perfectly okay. So be active in the chat, because the today discussion would going to be normally longer. It will not close by 1 hour. It will take 1.5 hours at least. So the point is, whatever the information we are entering in the 3.2, it is double reporting. But it is not having any impact in the tax liability, because the liability would be based on the first table of the 3B, that is 3.1. The 3.2 is talking about additional information. So they are saying like digital payment facilitator, OTT platform service provider, e-commerce operator, etc. Wrong declaration of the place of the supply in both invoice in section 31 as well as in 3.2 will lead to the wrong allocation of the taxes. Now, accordingly, they are advising that now they are saying that 3.2 would be based auto-populated based on the GSTR1. But yes, you can use the table 7B, table 5, table 9, amendment table, table 10, amendment to the table 7 of the GSTR1. Similarly, if we are making the supply to the composite dealer or UIN holder shall also be reported in the table 3.2. The first part is okay, but what about the second part? Second part is reporting of ineligible ITC in the GSTR 3B. This is important discussion. Once, give me only one. So reporting of the GSTR, reporting of ineligible credit in the GSTR 3B. How it will be reported? Earlier we can say there are two ways to report the same. Earlier we can say there are two ways to report the same. What are the two ways to report the same? Give me one. Table 4A, I will not report anything. Neither I will reverse anything. The net impact would be 0 in the table 4C. And this amount goes to the electronic credit ledger. Correct? And there is a table 4D in which there are two line items which talks about first 17 subsection 5 and second is other ineligible ITC. So what is the one pattern? Suppose I have purchased a motor car or I have incurred certain expenditure on the construction. So which is, we all know that it is blocked in the 17.5 clause A or the clause C or the clause B, etc. At the time of the purchase, if we are aware the expenditure is blocked category, so normally neither we are reporting in 4A nor we are reversing in the 4B, and we are directly reporting in the 4D, and also reporting in the 4D is casually taken by all of us. Second way, like I'm giving the example, I have purchased the goods and services for my business purpose, so I have taken the ITC. Subsequently, in the next month or subsequent period or in the same period, that goods has been lost either by fire or destroyed, or I have given same as a gift, etc., and which is blocked in the 17.5H. So what I will do in that respective period, I will reverse, and the net impact would be again 0, and the same would be reported in the 17.5. There are the two methodology which is being adopted by all of us. The two methodology which is being adopted by all of us for disclosure in the 3B with respect to the ineligible ITC. Now, what is the major change? They are saying this is not required to be reported in the 4D. So where we have to report? They are saying that in the table 4B, there is two field, two line item. The first, which is talking about earlier, which is talking about the rule 42, 43. Now they are saying rule 38 and section 17 subsection 5. So it means the reversal of the block credit. Reversal of the block credit would be reported in the 4B line number 1, and you are not required to report here. Can you tell me one thing? If something I am reporting here in the 4B, would I take the ITC also that is blocked in 17.5? So we'll take question answer. We'll take question answer after some time. Let me complete the discussion or at least reach for some time. Then we will do the discussion. We will not have any discussion as of now because it is very starting of the webinar. The answer is yes. If I am reversing something which is not allowed, then obviously it would be taken in the 4A. Then only my net ITC would be 0. So therefore, what is the now new pattern of reporting the ineligible credit? I have to add in the 4A. I have to reverse in the 4B1, and nothing would be entered in the first column of the ineligible. They have also explained regarding the 4B2 as well as 4D2. See, both are talking about other reversal. So 4D2, first let me explain 4D2 other reversal or other ineligible ITC. What will come in other ineligible ITC? The ITC which is not eligible because of either time limit of 16.4 or which is not eligible either because of the time limit of 16.4. So we all know that we can take the ITC till September after the end of the financial year, annual return, whichever is earlier. And September now become November, but yet to be notified. And first, that other ineligible, and second is based on the place of the supply. What is that? If the location of supplier, let's say Maharashtra, and the place of the supply is also Maharashtra, but the recipient is located in some other state, let's say location of the recipient is Delhi. He is raising the tax invoice, or he is raising the B2B invoice. Can you tell me on this transaction which tax would be charged, C and S or IGST? Supplier is raising the tax invoice on Delhi GST number. Which tax would be charged on this invoice? You all are correct that because it become intra-state supply. It become intra-state supply because the supplier and the place of the supply both are in same state. Section 8 of IGST Act says that it is an intra-state supply, and therefore I will charge C plus S. And because the customer is located in another state, therefore he would not be eligible to take ITC. That would be reported in 4D2. So this two part has been clarified by this circular with respect to the 3B. So that is okay. Let me move to the next circular. So they have given the example also. You can refer that example, but we have discussed in length. Now moving to the circular 171. Circular 171 talks about clarification on various issues relating to the demand and the penalty provision in respect of the fake invoice. So that is very interesting. Here they have given the example, like first example they have taken. Suppose Mr. A has issued the tax invoice to another person, that is B, without any underlying supply of the goods or services. So they have given the example by taking three party A, B, and C. A is issuing the fake invoice without actually supplying the goods. Again, B is taking the ITC and also passing or issuing the tax invoice, fake invoice, without actually supplying the goods or services. Now C is taking the ITC on that basis of the tax invoice issued by B. Like in this chain, there was a clarification with respect to the demand and recovery provisions and penalty provisions. Now, in the first example, they are saying A has given the tax invoice to B, but there is no actual supply. Whether 73, 74 can be attracted on A, the answer has been given by them that actually it is not a supply at all. See, whether it is a supply or not, the answer is they are not making any goods or services. So therefore, it is not a supply. And if it is not a supply, tax cannot be levied on that. Simple, na? If my transaction is not a supply, whether GST would be leviable? The answer is no, because we know the taxable event of the GST is supply. So if the transaction is not a supply, tax cannot be leviable, then they are saying the 7374 cannot be applied by A to B on fake invoicing. They have further clarified that yes, the penalty under section 122 subsection 1 clause 2 can be levied, which is talking about issuing the invoice without supplying the goods. Clear? When A is issuing the invoice to B and not making the supply of the goods, on A, department will not levy 7374. They can levy the penalty under 122. Now, second example. When B has received that tax invoice, so obviously has taken the fraudulent ITC. He has taken the fraudulent ITC. Is there any problem? You can write in the chat. Everything is okay, sound and everything is okay, na? Someone has raised the hand. Fine. Now they are saying A has issued the tax invoice. Now B, on the basis of that tax invoice, he has taken the fraudulent ITC. Now, whether he has taken the ITC in the violation of the 16.2, answer is yes. Clause B specifies that goods or services has been received. Now, whether B has actually received the goods, answer is no, because it is a fake invoice. Therefore, ITC taken by Mr. B. Therefore, ITC taken by Mr. B is fraudulent ITC section 74. These are the talking about the 5 things: tax not paid, short paid, erroneously refunded, or wrongly availed or utilized. Correct? So if the ITC has been wrongly availed or utilized, in that case 74 can be attracted, and the answer is yes, it can be attracted. Now the second question they have asked, they have clarified whether 122 can be levied. So 74 has been levied on that transaction. Whether 122 can also be levied, they have given the reference of 75 subsection 13, double jeopardy. We know the concept of the double jeopardy is normally applicable, or not applicable in case of the civil law. It is normally applicable in case of the criminal law. But almost I can say 75 subsection 3 is talking about the concept of the double jeopardy. One cannot punish twice for a same offense. What is that 75:13? If the particular penalty has been levied in 73-74, no penalty can be levied in any other section for the same offense. So same, they have given the reference 75:30 that no penalty can be levied for the same act. Moving to the third category, talking about the C. In this case, the ITC availed by B in his credit ledger on the basis of the tax invoice issued by A without actually receipt of the goods or services has been utilized by B for passing the input tax credit on C without any underlying supply of the goods or services. So again, C has taken the fraudulent ITC, 73-74 can be levied. Same answer. So this would be the clarification with respect to the demand and recovery applicability on the fake invoicing part. By this, we have completed next circular also. Now we are moving to the certain issue that has been clarified by circular 172. Issue number 1. Refund claimed by the recipient regarded as deemed export. Refund claimed by the recipient regarded as deemed export. So they are saying whether the input tax credit availed by the recipient for claiming the refund as deemed export would be subject to the provision of section 17. They are saying suppose supplier is claiming the refund, then recipient will not take the ITC in case of the deemed export, or recipient is taking the refund, then he will avail the ITC, will take the ITC. Will that ITC be subject to the section 17? The answer is no. And further, they have clarified second question, whether ITC availed by the recipient would be calculated in 89.4 and 5. Now, this is important point. Suppose I am purchasing the goods or services in deemed export transaction, like notification 48, deemed export, or merchant export, any. If you refer the explanation to the 89.4 or 5, so which talk about that when we are calculating the refund, the net ITC will exclude the ITC on account of these purchase. Which purchase? Notification 40, that is merchant export. Notification 48, that is deemed export. Custom notification 79, they are talking about the subsidized rate on advance authorization EPCG license. So the point is that in these cases, the ITC which is being paid on the purchase at a subsidized rate will not be included in the net ITC. You can go and refer the explanation given in 89.4 or 89.5. The rule 89 would be applied in case when I am applying the refund in case of the accumulated ITC or inverted duty structure. Third case, very, very important. See, that was become big problem for all of us. What was the case? Suppose I am providing the canteen facility to my employee because I am a factory, and as per the Factories Act, if there is a specified number of the worker in my factory, then I have to mandatorily provide the canteen facility. Question is, in that case, will I be able to take ITC? The prima facie answer is yes. But when I will approach to the advance ruling authority, they will give the negative answer. Can anybody tell me why they will give the negative answer? Can anybody tell me why they will give the negative answer? Why they will not give the decision in our favor? They will give the decision that you are not eligible to take ITC. Anybody can tell the reason? Not give me the reason. Give me the reason. No. It is a block credit. It is a block credit. No, Mr. Sarath, it is not that they are officer of the department. No. They will give some reasoning. It is block credit. If you refer section 17, subsection 5, clause B, it talk about the food and beverages. Is under the block category. But if I see at the last, there is a proviso. The proviso talks about if someone is mandated, if goods or services has been supplied by the employer to the employee, which is compulsion by law, any other law, then you can avail the ITC. Remember or not remember? I hope you all knows that particular proviso. You know that proviso right now. So according to that proviso, the advance ruling authority are giving the decision. Advance ruling authority are giving the decision that the proviso is being written after the clause 3 and it is being separated by semicolon colon, and therefore the proviso is only applicable for the clause 3, which is talking about the leave, travel assistant, etc. It is not applicable for every clause of the clause B, every subclause of the clause B. See, I am repeating, food and beverages is covered under clause B, subclause 1, clause B, subclause 2, clause B, subclause 3. And after the third subclause, they are saying the proviso. Advance ruling authority are saying that the proviso is only for the third clause, not for the first clause, and food and beverages are specified in the first clause, no ITC. You can refer the advance ruling of Uttarakhand. Similarly, there are one more advance ruling. What is the solution? They have issued the clarification. If something is provided by the employer to the employee as a part of any law, then the proviso is not only covering the clause 3, but it is covering the entire clause B. So therefore, we can say now we all can take the ITC of any type of the expenditure which is compulsion by any other law. Now they have used the word leasing. Again, they have word giving the answer leasing. See, this is the clause B, subclause 1. See, read what is the confusion going on in the market. They are saying, I am reading the 17.5 clause 17 subsection 5 clause B. Food and beverages, outdoor catering, beauty treatment, health services, cosmetic and plastic surgery, comma, leasing, renting or hiring of motor vehicle, vessel and aircraft in clause A or the clause AA, except for the purpose specified in therein, comma, life insurance, comma, health insurance. They are saying, see, normally we know that comma separate the sentence. If I am putting the comma here, it means it become individual. It become a separate requirement. Correct. See, food and beverages, it does not have any connection with this outdoor catering. It does not have any connection with the beauty treatment because every word is being separated by the comma. So now the question is, if I am taking the lease, let's say I have taken the lease, I have taken the plant and machinery on the lease. Will I be eligible to take ITC? Why this question arises? Because some officer at field formation, they are saying the leasing is separated by the comma. So therefore it is a separate block category and we will not provide ITC on any type of the leasing. They have clarified by the circular that leasing, renting or hiring is only with respect to the motor vehicle, vessel and aircraft. It is not with respect to the every item. It is blocked only when it is with respect to the motor vehicle. Next, perquisite provided by the employer to the employee as per contractual agreement. So we all know there is a schedule 3 which first para talk about employer-employee relationship as a part of the employment contract. Service provided by the employer to the employee. No, service provided by the employee to the employer will be out of the GST. They are saying if some perquisite is being rendered, provided as a part of the contractual agreement, then that perquisite would also be excluded. There would be no GST. Utilization of the amount available in the credit ledger and cash ledger for payment of the tax and other liabilities. Superb. This point is really superb. So I'm asking the one question, you all know the answer. Before that clarification, will I be able to use the ITC for payment of any demand or any penalty? No, not penalty, any demand for the taxes. Or I am going for appeal, I need to pay the 10%. Would that 10% be deposited in cash? So normally we are referring the judgment of the Jyoti construction. In that Jyoti construction, the High Court was saying that yes, appeal, you have to make appeal, by making the payment in cash. What they have clarified? They have clarified that any payment toward output tax. What is the output tax? They have further defined by giving the reference of 2 subsection 82. They are tax chargeable on the taxable supplies of the goods or services, but exclude RCM. So they are saying, accordingly, it is clarified that any payment made toward output tax, whether self-assessed in the return or payable as a consequence of any proceeding instituted under the provision of the GST law, can be made by electronic credit ledger. I'm repeating again that any payment toward the output tax, whether self-assessed or as a consequence of any proceeding instituted under the provision of the GST law, can be made by utilizing the electronic credit ledger also. Yes, they are saying that if something is a electronic, it is further reiterated that output tax does not include the tax payable under RCM, penalty, etc. that have to be paid in cash. And in the last, they are saying if Someone has taken the erroneous refund in cash. Someone has taken the erroneous refund in cash. Then they have to make the payment of the refund. They have to make the payment of that refund by utilizing the cash only. So here they cannot use the ITC for discharging the refund or for making the payment of the refund. Amount of the cash ledger can be used for making of the, there is no problem for utilizing the cash. So by this, I have completed that circular also. Circular 172 has been completed. Now next circular is clarification in respect of the claiming the refund under inverted duty, where supplier is supplying the goods under some concessional rate. I hope most of the person, either for his client or some other client of your circle, you must have received the rejection order for the refund by giving the reference of the circular 135. What was the issue? Issue was Mr. A is making the supplies, some supplies, the research equipment to the IITs. Then we know that there is a notification which talks about the subsidized rate to be applicable as 5%. Assume that he is doing the manufacture or he is doing the trading. He is purchasing that item at 28%. I'm hypothetically assuming the rate, might be it can be vary. When he's asking the refund, then refund order is being rejected or refund is rejected by giving the reference of the circular 135. What was the reason? They are saying according to the circular 135, you are providing or you are into the trading activity. So the different tax rate at different point of time, I'm repeating third time, different tax rate at different point of time is not eligible for inverted duty. What was the main object behind that when they have issued the circular 135? The main object, suppose Mr. A has purchased the goods at 18%. And subsequently, let's say I have purchased the goods at 18%, and tomorrow the rate of the tax has been reduced and it is being sold at 12%. In that case, I am not eligible to take the refund. I am a trader and I am not eligible to take the refund because the tax rate is different at different point of time. If I ask on this date, then the rate is 12%, but it is 18 on some different date. In that case, not eligible to take the refund. What has been blocked or what has been restricted in circular 135, but what is being interpreted by the field officer? They are saying if you are doing the trading activity, you are not allowed to take the refund. It is only allowed to the manufacturer. Suppose I am a trader, I am purchasing the goods, but I am supplying to the IITs or public funded research unit institution. Then according to the notification, I have to make the supply at a reduced rate. Second example, suppose I am making the supply to the merchant exporter. Can anybody tell me what is the rate for the merchant exporter? You are giving very less reply. I am requesting everyone, be active in the chat. Kindly active in the chat, sir. It motivates me. Is it 1%, 0.5%, 0.01%, or 1%? What is the answer? So the answer is 0.1% if it is CGST, if it is IGST, or 0.05 plus 0.05. Let's say I am a manufacturer, I am a trader. I am making the supply to the merchant exporter. Then compulsory I have to charge 0.1%. But what happened? I have huge accumulated ITC. Will it be given the refund prior to circular 135? Answer is yes. But after circular 135, they are not allowing. this part has been clarified. If the lower rate has been applied because of any notification, lower rate has been applied because of any notification, then yes, it is inverted duty. You are allowed to take the refund. I'm not reading one by one, line by line item. You only trying to explain the crux. You can refer the circular, take the printout and read line by line. So the crux is different tax rate at different point of time or different tax rate at same point of time. These are the two important terms by which you can bifurcate circular 135, whether it is restricting or it is allowing. Circular 173 has been completed from my side. Now moving to the next circular, that is circular regarding the electricity, probably. No, prescribing the manner of recrediting the electronic credit ledger under GST PMT 03A. Natasha, what is that? Is it the question related to GST? Now the point is, so I have made the chat privately so that you can chat with me only, not everyone. The new rule has been inserted, rule 86(4)(b). It talk about where a registered person deposit the amount of the erroneously refunded, either 54(3) or under rule sub-rule 3 of the rule 96 in contravention of the rule 96 sub-rule 10. So 96(10) is widely so it is widely being non-complied by the taxpayer. So they have to pay back the same to the government. 96(10) is same, that if exporter has purchased the goods by availing the substantial tax rate benefit, merchant exporter or deemed export or notifications, custom notification 78, 79, in that case, they compulsory export under LUT. They cannot do the export on payment of IGST. And there is a large exporter who has made the export on payment of IGST. They have received the notice from the department for return back, giving back the refund amount. Whatever they have received, they have to pay back. No problem. So they have made the payment through DRC 03A, DRC 03. The point is, see, suppose I am exporter and I have purchased the goods at a merchant export or deemed export. Suppose per merchant export, I have paid the taxes on my inward supplies at 0.1%. Now, when I'm making the outward supplies, then I have opted the method for export is on payment of IGST. On payment of IGST, so whatever the tax liability is there, I have used certain portion of input tax credit and the balance part I have given the, or I have debited the electronic cash ledger. Let's say the total liability is 100 rupees. I have used the ITC 10 and the balance 90 rupees I have discharged through cash ledger. When I apply the 100 rupees, the entire 100 will be given in my bank account. And because of the notice, I have to pay back the same. Why I have to pay back the same? Because 96(10) that you are not allowed to do the export on IGST. Compulsorily, you have to export under LUT. So I have to pay back the refund. So I have paid the same. Problem is, I would require that 10 should be credited back to my credit ledger. Na? Rupees 10, which I have discharged the liability, which I have received in cash and paying back again, then the rupees 10 should be there in my cash credit ledger, which is not crediting again. They have developed the new form, that PMT 03A, by this form, amount would be automatically will be credited by the proper officer. It would take time. So they are saying, meanwhile, please file the refund application in other category, and you will be allowed the refund in the credit ledger. But they are developing the new form, that is PMT 03A. Next requirement is a circular 175, and that is electricity. What is the electricity? Is it a supply of the goods or supply of the services? Is it a supply of the goods or supply of the services? If I am exporting the electricity, then I would be entitled to take the refund. Whether it is a goods or services, transmission or distribution, electricity is treated as a supply of the goods in the GST. Electricity is a goods in the GST. Then Ministry of the Power has raised the concern that we are doing the export, but the problem, multiple problem are there. In case of the goods, we all know that there has to be the shipping bill or bill of export plus export general manifest. See, if I do the export on IGST, the shipping bill has to be automatically matched, then refund would be credited. Or in case of the LUT route, I have to file, but there has to be the shipping bill. But whether electricity would goes by ship or by air, whether electricity would goes by ship or by air, answer is no. Answer is no. So because of certain negative comment received in the chat, so I have made the chat private, so you can chat with me. That would be okay. Unnecessary comment, I'm less bothered about that, so that we can focus on the discussion rather than instead of the any other discussion or any other negative comment. So that is the reason you can chat with me only. Please take a note. So the problem is there would be no shipping bill. So how to take the refund? The refund is accumulated, but they are not entitled to take the refund. Whether they would be able to export on IGST, answer would be no, because electricity is an exempted. If suppose ready to pay the taxes, then what is the rate? Answer would be exempted item, there would be no rate. So in case of the export of the exempted item, compulsory, they have to do the against without payment of taxes only, because there is actually no taxes. So let me ask one question to all of you. Give me the reasoning. If you can put the section number, it will be appreciated. If I am exporting of exempted item, if I am exporting the exempted item, would I be eligible to take the refund of accumulated ITC? Would I be eligible to take the refund of accumulated ITC? Suppose I am exporting the exempted item, would I be eligible to take the refund of accumulated ITC? The answer would be yes. Now, if I am saying yes, can you give me any reason why I am saying yes? Give me the reason, sir. See, if you majorly participant are saying no. So if you are saying no, then what is the question of this circular? See, try to understand. If I'm exporting the exempted item and you are saying the ITC would not be refunded, then what is the question to make the changes in this particular, or why they have given the clarification in this circular? You can write the 16 subsection 2 of IGST Act. I'm not talking about CGST. I'm talking about 16 subsection 2 of IGST Act says that if you are making the zero rated supplies, irrespective of whether it is taxable or exempted, you are allowed to take the refund. If I am exporting the exempted item, then I will able to take the refund of accumulated ITC by virtue of the 16 subsection 2 of IGST Act. Now, second question I'm asking to you, can I do the export on payment of IGST of exempted item? Quickly answer, please. Can I do the export on payment of IGST of exempted item? Answer is no. Answer is no. Absolutely correct. Now I'm asking the last question. If I am not exporting the goods or services by on payment of IGST route, then in case of exempted item, whether LUT is mandatory? Requesting everyone to answer, please. Whether LUT is mandatory in this case, the answer would be no. In this case, LUT not mandatory. If your outward supply is exempted and you are exporting, then even LUT is not mandatory. You can go and check in the refund application. They have made one separate category that no LUT because outward supply is exempted. In case of the refund of export, they have made one separate drop down. See, we all know that when we are filing the RFD 01 in case of the export, we have to enter LUT number if it is against LUT. If it is without payment of the tax, we have to give the LUT number. In that case, they have made one drop down, no LUT because you are making outward supply of exempted item. So I have asked 3 questions. Let me quickly give the answer. First, if my outward supply is exempted, can I take the refund of accumulated ITC? Yes. If my outward supply is exempted, whether I can do the export on IGST? No. Third question, if my outward supply is exempted, whether LUT is mandatory? No. Please, no problem. So almost all the participants is off the camera. So once we complete the circular, we'll move to the notification. We'll take the one selfie. Mayur ji ready hai na? So what is that, sir? Wait. Export of the electricity has multiple problems. First, they are saying till the time necessary changes are carried out in the portal, applicant would require to file the refund under any other category on the portal. In the remarks column, he will write that export of the electricity of accumulated ITC without payment of tax. And at this stage, the applicant is not required to make any debit entry in the electronic credit ledger. Fine. Next, the applicant would be required to furnish the content in the statement and not in the statement 3, in statement 3B of the RFD 0301, that in the PDF format, because till the time the portal is not updated, the portal is not made available, till the time they have to make an application in a PDF format containing the number and date of the export invoice, date of the energy exported, tariff per unit as per the agreement. The applicant will also be required to upload the copy of the statement of the scheduled energy or for electricity exported by the generation plant, as format is being given in the annexure. And what would be the relevant date? Again, the problem is relevant date. How you did see normally in case of the export of the goods, the relevant date is given in the explanation 2 to the section 54 clause 2, which talks about when the goods cross the custom frontier of India. So when we will treat that electricity has crossed the custom frontier of India? Not possible. So they are saying the last day of the month. Then third problem. So we know that in the 89.4, this is the formula. What is the formula? Turnover of the zero rated supplies of the goods and services multiplied by net ITC divided by ATI, adjusted total turnover. Again, if you go and refer the meaning of these adjusted total turnover, you can see that you are excluding the exempted value. You are excluding the value of the exempted goods or services. Now assume that if I'm only only electricity supplying, then my outward supply is entirely exempted. Outward supply would be entirely exempted, isn't it? Then what would be the denominator? It would be 0. What would be the denominator? It would be 0. Because there is no taxable supplies. It is an exempted, whether I make a domestic or I made out of India. It would be 0. How to calculate in the formula? They are saying in that case, proper officer has to check that any ITC is not being utilized for the domestic supply, because if ITC is being utilized for the domestic supply, that would be in the block category by virtue of the 17 subsection 2. But if it is used for export, then you are entitled to take the refund. So they have clarified. Somewhere you can read that they are saying to the proper officer that you have to check whether it is actually used in domestic market for the domestic supply of the electricity. If yes, then you have to reduce the ITC, otherwise no problem. These are the problems with respect to the electricity. Now last circular, that circular 106 has been withdrawn by the circular 176. What is that? Duty free DF. In case the rule 95A, which talks about the refund of the taxes paid on inward supplies of indigenous goods by the retail outlet established at the departure area of the international airport beyond immigration counter when supplied to the ongoing international tourist against foreign exchange. The said 95A has been omitted, and also the circular 106 has been omitted. Now they would be entitled to take the refund. Give me 1 minute. So fine, by this we have completed the circular. You can ask any question. Now we'll move to the notification. But meanwhile, I would request everyone, please open the camera. Please open the camera. We'll take one selfie and try to upload on the social media, and maximum if you can attach or if you can tag to each other, it would be appreciated. I would request everyone to open the camera, take a group selfie. I will upload on my LinkedIn profile. We'll share the link here also. Also attach CA Club India, also attach educating. My request would be everyone to tag. My request would be everyone to tag. Just allow me 1 minute. I'll take the group photo and then we'll start the discussion on every question. No problem, sir. थोड़ा नया नया शौक चढ़ा सर नितिन जी, और कुछ नहीं है. One more request, that how to tag and how to do one thing. Allow me only 1 minute, sir. Allow me only 1 minute. Because after this webinar, how to connect with each other, how to tag with each other. Give me only 1 minute. I have the solution. Allow me only 1 minute. We can take the break, something like that. Meanwhile, I request everyone to ask the question in the group if you have. So I have shared the link to everyone. please join that WhatsApp group. After this webinar, I will share the photos also. But please join the WhatsApp group. Now you can switch off the camera. You can off the video, no problem. Okay. We'll discuss every question. Just to be sure, we'll discuss every question. So you all can join. Meanwhile, I would suggest that we being a CA Club India, on behalf of CA Club India, I would say that we have launched one business corporate accountant course. You can call to CA Club India. This course is being divided in the 7 different modules: tax, income tax, GST, accounts, tally, PF module, banking, export, import, etc. And is of almost 5-month duration. And it is running at a very subsidized rate. You can connect with CA Club India and ask and join the. Second, you all know, most of the participants, you know that I am running the GST membership also, divided in platinum, silver and gold. Now we have launched one corporate membership also, exclusive to the corporate. If any corporate like to join that membership, that would be dedicated to that corporate. For example, XYZ Limited, they want that our group should be separate. There would be no any other person should be allowed. We are providing that membership also, corporate membership. Only that company, maximum 10 or something like that, member can join, can discuss. In that case, the private, so the security, I can say that private, your every chat, every discussion would be very private. So everyone is requested to join the group and you can ask any question. Now back to the, so for corporate membership, for platinum membership, for gold, silver, any membership, you can contact with CA Club India, or you can visit to the CA Club India website as well. Everything is being written over there. So ma'am has already been shared the link for the business corporate accountant course. You can train your team, your member who was looking day-to-day activity, so that would be comparatively more better. So this is the link I shared of the business corporate accountant course of CA Club India. Now I'm giving the reply for questions that you raised. Then we'll move to the notifications, because the notification would be comparatively very easy. Residential property given for the rent to unregistered education trust for residential purpose is exempted or taxable. Unregistered education trust purpose for residential purpose exempted. See, now they are saying that residential property given for residence, earlier it was exempted whether it is given to registered or unregistered. Now they are saying to registered it is taxable, but you are saying it is unregistered, then again it would be exempted. Employer and employee service would have the limit of 50,000. Answer is no. The 50,000 is, see, arrow is important, Nitinji. Employee to employer, no limit. By employer to employee, gift 50,000. See, arrow is important. In the schedule 3 para 1, they are talking about by employee to employer. In schedule 1 para 2, they are talking about by employer to employee. So from and to is important for determining the 50,000. Neeraj Patel, please guide me for payment of the ITC reversal for non-payment of the 180 days. What is that? See, we all know that we have to reverse the ITC in case of the 180 days. So Neeraj, what is the question? Whether the question is with respect to the disclosure in the 3B, the answer would be you have to report in 4B2. Sure, Srinivasan sir, I will tag. Because of that only I created the WhatsApp group, and I will share the photos also, and I will also share the way how to tag. Can we claim the CGST credit on the example you told in 4D? Sabirji, you need to tell me which example you are talking about. I have taken multiple examples. Please tell me which examples. A refund in case of the export without payment, which value will be considered for calculating zero rated? See, now again, if I refer the notification 14, and they have clarified, if there is a difference in CIF and FOB, the lower would be calculated, lower would be considered. The answer would be Ankur Anjriwal. The answer would be FOB. Is it refund application time is increased? Answer is yes, Praveerji, but just wait, we will start the notification also. Till now, we have discussed only circular. Now we will start the notifications also. Nitin Sarmaji. Sir, need to understand once again 75 block credit. Now onward ITC would be available only if it is compulsion by any other law. Like I have given the example of the Factories Act. If my employees or worker is more than 250, it is compulsory for me to provide, then I would be able to take ITC. I am going to apply inverted duty refund, and now formula has been changed but not changed in the GST portal. Just wait for a couple of days. Just wait for a couple of days. By this month only, they have made the amendment in the portal. Almost it is ready. As appear to me, it is ready and it will be launched within this month only. Then which formula should we follow now, sir? So you have to take the revised formula, but I would say please wait for a couple of days. Sir, one general question: does we will be able to? Don't think otherwise. No problem, sir. Definitely answer is yes, Srinivasan sir. Because with this complexity of the changes, if we are ready for making ourselves as updated, as knowledgeable, then we'll definitely able to do the practice in more better way. And I would say one more thing, we'll discuss separately also. I would like to add two more thing, because we know personally, I will call to you and we'll discuss this point in a length. I am going to CVT. I think you have received your answer. It is different than Naveen. It is, see, is it different? See, only this group is being created for tagging the LinkedIn profile or social media profile. That's it. Only for the temporary purpose, it will be out after that. Re-export of imported goods will be re-exported of imported goods will be treated as export. There is no consideration GR waiver given. So suppose if it is not export, if it is no consideration, then obviously there would be no supply. See, you can refer the circular 108 also. In that case, if I am taking the goods out of India for exhibition purpose where there is no consideration, then they are saying if it is not consideration, it is not a supply, and because it is not a supply, it cannot be the zero rated supplies also. By taking that base, I am saying the answer would be no. Is the interest rate on excess claim of the ITC is reduced to 18%? Nandanji, absolutely correct point, but I am also not able to see any changes in the notification of interest. I think it was 13 by 2017, if I am not wrong. The notification by which they have notified the rate of interest, 18, 24, 6%, 9%. The notification is yet to be changed, it appeared to me. Delhi and Maharashtra. Yes, Sabirji. Now I got your question. The answer would be yes, absolutely yes, Sabirji. That you will put the amount in the 4D2. 4D2. Correct. Absolutely correct. Please explain the new formula, inverted duty structure. RK Jain sir, just wait for a couple of minutes. We will start the notification 14, and by which I will explain the formula also as well. To take the refund of IGST paid on export of the goods, is it need to file the application is processed automatically? If you are doing the export on IGST, automatic route. Rule 96 says that shipping bill itself would be considered as a refund application. There is no manual, there is no requirement of any application. It will be auto refund, provided your data in the GST portal, which you are adding in the table 6A of GSTR1, and also in the shipping bill. it should match. Can we claim the GST credit? Will take question by maximum 2 to 3 minutes, and then we will start our discussion because there is a long list of the question. Can we claim the CGST credit on example you told? Answer is no. No, 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 no. You cannot claim any credit. Everything is blocked. Navinji, sir, excess input in credit at the time of the COVID situation, refund received from the department. I just input and I reversed in 3B also. Now department asking payment. See, if you have reversed in 3B and you are making the payment, so first try to give the reply that I have already reversed. If they are not ready to listen or not supporting, then make the payment, and also give the declaration that whatever I have reversed earlier, I am reclaiming. I am reclaiming now. Is the interest rate on excess claim reduced to 18? Answer is it should be, but prima facie it appears that it has not been. Govind Tewadi ji, goods last year annual return of the composite dealer exempted by notification. There is a message displayed file last year written before. Ignore that message. So you are talking about GSTR 9A or GSTR 4? Govind Tewadi ji, you are talking about GSTR 9A or GSTR 4? Sir, 4 is never optional. It was compulsory. See, try to understand one big problem for all composite dealer which is going in the market. The annual return for the composite dealer. Can you give me the answer? What is the form number? Annual return as per the rule 80. Annual return as per the section 44. For the composite dealer, what is the form number? Please give me the answer. Problem. Repeating again my question. Repeating again, that is creating the problem among the composite dealer. According to the section 44, for composite dealer, they have to file return annually GSTR 9A, which is made optional. Please note, GSTR 4 is not the annual return according to the section 44. GSTR 4, you have to file compulsory. There is no relaxation. The relaxation was only for the 9A. That never given was for the GSTR 4. So it means you have to compulsory file the GSTR 4 by making the payment of the late fees also. So by this, we are closing our discussion with respect to question. We'll again start, but let me complete the notification quickly. So we all know that refund cut date has been extended, etc. That I'm not reading. I'm only reading the notification number 14, the changes or amendment in the rules. See, the annual return, that is GSTR 9A, is optional. Till 2 crore, and we all know that maximum turnover can be for composite dealer is 1.5 CR. So that would always optional since beginning. But the time to come, you will find that 9A has been omitted. But the GSTR 4, earlier it was quarterly, now made yearly. So I will say yearly return instead of annual return. We do agree that in the portal, it is coming under annual return tab, but it is not annual return according to section 44. So therefore, I would say GSTR 4 is compulsory, and that is only return, yearly return, which is to be filed for composite dealer. Notification 14. In the CGST rule 21A sub rule 4. They are talking about the deemed revocation. In case now they are making certain automation. So we all know that the proper officer under section 29 subsection 2 has the power to cancel the application registration in case he has not furnished the return for consecutive period of 6 months. Correct, na? And in case of the GSTR composition dealer, can anybody tell me when the officer can cancel the composition dealer in case of non-filing of return? Please tell me which return for which period has not been furnished. I'm asking the question, very important question, because it has also one confusion. Which return has not been furnished for how long, then the composition dealer registration is liable to be cancelled by the proper officer? Give me the answer. Yes. The right answer is, I am talking considering the amendment made in the Finance Act 2022, which is not yet notified. Based on that, I am talking about 29 subsection 2. Proper officer will have the power to cancel the GST registration of composite dealer if he not filed the GSTR 4 within 3 months from the due date. Currently, they are talking about quarterly, but they are also talking about return. But we all know that there is no quarterly return. A composite dealer required to pay simply the taxes by a statement CMP 08. Earlier, when the GSTR 4 was quarterly, then that language is perfect. But now that language does not have any meaning. So accordingly, the Finance Act 22 has made the amendment, and considering the amendment, I'm saying if the GSTR 4 is not furnished for 3 months from the due date, then it is liable to be cancelled. Now this cancellation is automatically. As of now, it is manually, but that would be automatically, means system will cancel the number once any regular dealer has not filed for 6 months or composite dealer has not filed the GSTR 4 within 3 months. And when you file the return, automatically revoke it. Revocation would also automatically, we all know that we need to visit the department and it is not easy to revoke the application. Considering that, that would be automated. Rule 43. They have added the MEIS script. Can anybody tell me what is the impact? I think not. Srinivasan sir. Is it 3 months? No. No. Today only I was filing the, I was finalizing the minutes. It is still 6 months. It's still 6 months. No, sir. I can guarantee simply because something I was working on today. That is the reason only. We'll discuss. Maybe I can wrong. Maybe we'll discuss. No problem. Yes. What is the impact? What is the impact after adding this explanation? Whether MEIS script is liable to be taxed in the GST? Answer is no. It is an exempt. It was exempt by, I think, entry number 122 capital A. If I'm not wrong, you can refer the serial number. If I remember correctly, then it is 122 capital A serial number, which talks about the duty script. It is an exempt supply. Perfect, no problem. But the problem is the department officer are issuing the notices for reversal of common ITC as per the rule 42 and 43. It means it is an exempt supply. And if it is an exempt, automatic notice is being sent why you have not reversed the ITC, common ITC in proportion to the exempt supply. Now there is no requirement to reverse because they have added in the explanation. What is the meaning of that adding in the explanation? That now I am not required to reverse any ITC. They have added in the 43(1). For some transaction, I am not required to reverse the ITC, and for which they have added the MEIS script. Well changed. Rule 46. See, certain entity are relaxed from the e-invoicing even though the aggregate turnover exceed 20 crore, like banking company, transportation, etc. Government. So they have to give the declaration on the invoice. 86.4b we have discussed in the circular. So I'm leaving that PMT03. In the mode of payment, they have added UPI and IMPS. 88b, now the manner of calculating the interest. See, 50 subsection 1 talking about the interest if I have not paid the taxes in time. Interest if I have not paid the taxes in time. Yes. There is also one proviso. So accordingly, I can say there may be two possibilities. The GST return for the month of January is having the tax liability, let's say 1 lakh rupees, and having the ITC, let's say 80,000 rupees. The due date of Jan month return, I am monthly filer. The due date in Jan month return is 28th Feb. Suppose I have filed on 30th Feb, not 30th Feb, let's say 28th Feb. You will ask that how it can be possible, sir. 30th Feb. So the interest in this case would be applied on 1 lakh or 15,000 or 20,000. I'm saying my gross tax liability is 1 lakh, my ITC is 80,000, and I'm paying the cash 20,000. Return is being delayed by 8 days. I have to pay the interest on 8 days, but on which amount? 1 lakh or net amount, that is 20,000. So they are saying 20,000. So they accordingly they have put the language. Now next question, if I have not reported that particular tax liability in the month of Jan, in the month of the Feb, which I am filing the return on 20th March itself, I have added 1 lakh and also I have added 80,000. In this case, the interest would be applicable on which amount? 1 lakh or 20,000? On gross tax liability. Again, this language in all other cases. What is the meaning of all other cases? What is the meaning of all other cases? If I have not reported the liability in the same month, see, if I have reported the liability in the same month, no problem. If I have not reported the liability in the same month, any subsequent month I have added the liability, in that case, what happened? In that case, the interest would be applicable on the gross tax liability. And in the 50 subsection 3, which has been made retrospectively effective, it will be applied only when the ITC has been wrongly availed plus utilized, then only the interest would be leaving. Rule 89, they are saying a specified officer and authorized officer are same for SEZ. There is some, at some level, the problem is being created in refund that something is written specified officer, but if I'll refer the SEZ, they are talking about authorized officer. So because of the language, there is a problem. So they have given the clarification. So electricity we have discussed in detail. So I'm leaving that electricity. So one question that is being asked in the group, that I will take FOB or CIF, whichever is lower. See, FOB value declared in the shipping bill as per the shipping bill and bill of export, or the value declared in the tax invoice. If it is different, FOB value would be taken. Now we'll discuss the changes in the rule 89 sub rule 5. Formula for the inverted duty structure. Please repeat the gross liability. Sir, repeating again, once again, if I have the gross tax liability 1 lakh, ITC 80,000, the liability pertain to Jan month. I am filing the January month return after due date, let's say by 8 days. I have to pay the interest only on the net liability, that is 20,000, because I have reported the liability in the same tax period to which it pertains. Second example in which I am saying that suppose you have added the liability in the subsequent return, You have filed the GSTR 3B of the Gen nil return. Assume now you are adding in the subsequent month, then in that case, interest would be applicable on the gross tax liability because you are not reporting the liability in the same tax period. The crux is same tax period. Amount lying in the cash ledger, it will be ignored. So when you are offsetting, then only it will be treated as payment. Interest on wrong availment ITC 18%. What if the 36(4) is not followed? Wrong availment of ITC. If it is not utilized, simply you can reverse. But please note one thing, if something is violation of the ITC, then registration can also be liable to be cancelled according to the rule 21. What is the formula made effective or made changes in the inverted duty? So the problem in the inverted duty was this part. Sorry. Earlier the formula was closed with this. Accumulated ITC, which are in proportion to the inverted dated sale. So that is okay. In the net ITC, I am taking the ITC of only input, which is being clarified in the VKC footsteps judgment by the Supreme Court. The problem is anomaly which has been notified or which has been noticed by the Supreme Court, in which they are saying that you are reducing the tax liability, total tax liability on the inverted duty, meaning thereby you are saying by the formula that you can make the payment of the output tax liability only by utilizing the ITC. See, 2 point. Point number 1, in the inverted duty, which part will be refunded? Clear, everyone is clear that we will be eligible to take the refund of inverted input only in the inverted dated structure. Will I be eligible to take the refund of any other component? Answer is no. Fine. Now, suppose there is some tax liability. We all know there would be some tax liability on the inverted dated supply. Yes, there would be some tax liability. Now, this tax liability will only be discharged by input, or can we use input service also? Answer is yes, I can use. There is no problem. But the formula, when I'm applying the refund, my eligible refund amount is got reduced by full tax liability on the inverted rated supplies. So what happened? They are saying indirectly, they are saying you can use only input for discharging the output liability on inverted duty, which is not correct. They are saying the liability, outward liability will also be proportionately reduced. So they are applying now the net ITC, which is of input divided by input and input service. Now the minus part would not be the complete liability, would be comparatively reduced. GSTR 3B format, we have discussed the changes. Also, we have discussed the changes in the one more thing. So table 3.1.1 is being newly added in the GSTR 3B. See, till now we are saying that total tax liability is according to 3.1 only. Total tax liability as per 3B is 3.1. Now we can say 3.1 plus 3.1.1. 3.1 plus 3.1.1. The 3.1.1 is made for 9.5 transaction. Can anybody give me the answer? Which are the 9.5 transaction? There are the 4 transactions covered in the 9 subsection 5. Which are the 4 transactions? I'm requesting everyone to give the reply. The transportation of passenger, Ola Uber, hotel accommodation, Oyo rooms, small carpenting, plumbing, urban club, and last is the restaurant, that is Swiggy Zomato. These are the 4 transactions in which the liability is being shifted from actual supplier to the mediator e-commerce operator. Suppose Mr. A is having the restaurant now making the supply through Zomato. Now, who will pay the taxes on this transaction? Who will pay the transaction? Who will pay the tax on this transaction? The answer is absolutely correct, Zomato. Now, the supply made by the Zomato to the ultimate customer will be reported in 3.1.1.1 in the serial number 1, and the supply made by the restaurant to the Zomato will be reported in 2. That is the additional reporting requirement. Earlier, we are clubbing in the above. Now, there is a separate reporting. GSTR 9, almost they have made the same relaxation. At some point of time, they are saying relaxation is not there, like for financial year 21-22, the table 5D, 5E, and 5F exempted turnover. Now, in that case, non-GST supply has to be reported separately. So that table 6 relaxation continued for 21-22, 7 relaxation, reversal of the ITC, same for 21-22, and April to September 21. Now they are saying April to September 2022. Again, serial number 10 and 11, the following entry shall be inserted for 21-22. The details of addition or amendment declared in the return of the previous financial year, but such amendment were furnished in the 9A, 9B, and 9C of GSTR 1 of April to September. That reporting will be made in the table 10 or 11. Table 12, reversal of the ITC. They are saying you can use table 4B for the GSTR 3B of the GSTR 3B. That same relaxation. Same relaxation. There is one more part that regarding the HSN code. Yes, this is new requirement. Table 17 talking about outward HSN. Table 18 talking about inward HSN. After the word letter figure, for the taxpayer having aggregate annual turnover above 5 crore, they are saying from 21-22 onwards, it shall be mandatory to report HSN 6 digit if having aggregate turnover is above 5 crore, and 4 digit for all B2B supplies if annual aggregate turnover is 5 crore. Now they have made same, which is applicable for our invoicing requirement as well. Archigen sub GSTR 1 and 3 rectification is till 30th November made, if it is not yet effective. It is amended by the Finance Act 2022, but Finance Act 22 is not yet made effective. So probably it will be made effective by end of this year or by maybe 1st of January next year. Till that time, the September would be written. So if you ask me what is the last date, the last date is 30th September after the end of the financial year. Is it okay? ITC of all business promotion expenditure allowed, including gift sample, which are given in the normal. Prima facie is yes, but you have to litigate. Ravi Chandraji, what kind of the transaction we need to report in 4D? Already discussed. I request you watch the video again. Ineligible are nothing to report, sir. In nothing to report. 4D 17.5, nothing to report. Notification are applicable from 18 July. The rate changes by the 47th GST Council meeting would be effective. The rate changes notification, whatever that they have changes recommended till now, that notification will be issued and it will be effective from 18th July. Expense wise ITC, as of now, it is being relaxed. So these are the format. Now we are moving to the small notification. Notification number 9, notification number 10. This is the first notification, right? Notification 10 made effect exempt the aggregate annual turnover up to 2 crore. Then section 44, GSTR 9, GSTR 9A, GSTR 9B. 3 written, which is 9 for regular taxpayer, 9A for composite taxpayer, 9B for e-commerce operator is optional. Notification number 11, they are saying CMP 08 date has been extended to 31st July. Notification number 12 says that the date for the GSTR 4 of the last 21-22 year is being extended again to 28th July. Notification number 13, it says that they are excluding the time limit of 2 years in calculation of the refund 50 in calculation the refund of 54 and 55, and also they are extending the time limit of 73 till September 2023. This is all about of entire changes. If you have any question, you are requested to ask. Can you get the recording? Yes, yes, you will definitely get the recording. You all will get the recording. What is the tax rate for the works contract after 47th GST Council meeting? It is 18%, but wait for the notification. But wait for the notification for which clause they are making the changes and for which clause they are making effective. Let's wait for the notification. It will be issued before 18th July. Sir, I would request, please watch the video again regarding the ITC reverse. We have discussed around 15-20 minutes. Yes, definitely. I will share, but my request would be, Nitinji, only you have to tag in the LinkedIn profile to both Educating as well as CA Club India. Fine, no problem. I will discuss. Can you please explain ITC reversal? So ITC reversal, you are talking about which component? So if it is 17.5, 42, 43, 38, you have to report in the 4B1, table 4B1. Now all other reversal like 180 days ka reversal or any excess claim in the last month, now you have to make adjustment, will be reported in 4D, 4B2, BB. Now they are saying in the table ineligible ITC, you are not required to report 17.5. I am making applicable to all. Please select everyone name. While posting the question, please select everyone's name so that it would be beneficial for all. Information. My brother has not filed the GSTR1 from 1 year. He is filing every month, everything today. The portal is not collecting late fees. Will they get the notice later on? Yes. Retrospectively, probably it would not be retrospectively, as we feel in the 2021 middle it appeared to me that they will collect the fees on or after that, but we are not sure what the notification will given at a later stage. Any discussion has happened for the work contract are ongoing and tender were participated and accepted with existing? Not sure. Since the supply, Santoshji, acha, sorry. Overseas customer initially gave an order for supply the goods, but later on requested to ship the material within India to their vendor for doing additional activity on such goods. Under the bill to ship to model, can we raise the invoice in INR along with GST, but overseas customer will pay in foreign currency? So what is the problem? Only part you have to pay the GST. Only part that you have to pay the GST. It is not export. The amount can come in INR or foreign currency. For domestic transaction, there is no problem. Because you are paying the GST, then that is okay. Well, we'll share the recording in the group. We'll share the recording in the WhatsApp group. I think you all have joined the WhatsApp group also today. So this is the link of, let me repeat the courses that we educating, CA Club India running. First, business corporate accountant course, that is for accounting aspirant who is completed BCom or doing the BCom or is a fresher or have completed 1 or 2 years. I can definitely bet on that particular content of the course is really superb. It is being divided in the 7 modules. You can connect with CA Club India regarding the business corporate accountant course. You can join. Second is membership. We are running the membership for the tax consultant, in which we are providing the support to the GST notices, handling the day-to-day queries, etc. Regular webinar. Third, which we have recently launched, the corporate membership. That is only that one corporate can add their member only closed member, closed group would be there. You can connect with the CA Club India for any type of the membership or course. You can connect with them and ask the details and the pricing, etc. I'm sharing the link of CA Business Corporate Accountant course. I request CA Club India. I request CA Club India team, if you can share the membership page ka link, that would also be appreciated. May I request CA Club India team that please share the link of the gold, platinum or silver membership page as well. This is the chat. This is the WhatsApp group. You can join the WhatsApp group. I will share the today webinar, today recording also in this group, and one presentation is there. I will share that WhatsApp. I will share that in the WhatsApp group. Recording also would be shared. So recording, presentation, and today's photos would everything would be shared in the. Now this is the GST Plus membership running by us, CA Club India. If you are interested, you can join that membership. You can connect with the CA Club India team. Again, could you please share the contact number, ma'am? Ma'am, could you please share the contact number also? I'm requesting CA Club India. Sorry, I'm asking CA Club India. So I'm sharing the contact number of Ankita. You can connect with the Ankita and ask any query with respect to any type of the course or membership. Regarding the recording, rest to be sure, I will share in the group, rest to be sure. Okay. Please do not ask regarding the recording, regarding the presentation, regarding the photos. You have to join that WhatsApp group which I have shared. Please join that WhatsApp group. I will give the everything. So let me complete the couple of questions and then, sir, ITC reversal is mandatory for 180 days vendor payment. Answer is yes. Because as per the agreement, it will overrule the agreement as of now. If you are trying to litigate 180 days, you can, but only point that please do not use that. Sorry. You are ITC reversal is mandatory. Please do not use that ITC, because if unutilized ITC, wrongly availed but not utilized, there is no reversal, attract interest. So that is only my submission. But prima facie it appear, if you like to challenge, the matter would goes to the Supreme Court. Till now, Supreme Court, I can say it will not be settled before that. How about non-commerce degree graduate? Yes, definitely, sir. Everyone can join. Srinivasan, sir, I can say everyone can join because we are trying to teach in the layman language. So, for example, like today webinar, whether we have feel that non-commerce graduate student would not be able to understand the discussion. Prima facie, we can say he can easily able to understand and digest the discussion in the same pattern, and also in a very nominal and very layman language. We will try to explain, and if any non-commerce graduate is there, they can also join our courses. I need to add one temporary location to the existing GSTIN in portal application. Where I have mentioned, I checked but not found matching option. Temporary location, you can add in additional place of business now. Additional place of business. So I hope you received, everyone, you have received the link of all the courses, all the membership, etc. If anyone have any question, please let me know. Otherwise, we are concluding the discussion. If we not claim some ITC, we can reverse to the government. You can reverse without interest. For exhibition, the consent letter to submit to the GST? No. Why consent letter need to be submitted to the GST, that to be physically? प्रदीप जैन जी, प्लीज आस्क द क्वेश्चन अगेन. एक बार मैं रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा प्रदीप जी, आप क्वेश्चन वापस पूछिए. मुझे दिखाई नहीं दे रहा आपका क्वेश्चन. आई एम नॉट एबल टू सी योर क्वेश्चन. सबीर जी, मैं रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा, प्लीज वॉच द रिकॉर्डिंग अगेन. प्लीज वॉच द रिकॉर्डिंग अगेन फॉर द सेम क्वेश्चन. आई रिक्वेस्ट, प्लीज वॉच द रिकॉर्डिंग अगेन. So we can conclude the today discussion. Thank you so much. Goodbye to all of you. And thank you for your participation. Thank you to the CA Club India for organizing such a wonderful webinar arrangement. Everything that they have made. We'll meet you shortly. Goodbye.